And we're back with another video. Today I'm making lasagna, and this lasagna is just a basic lasagna, but how you make it is good. And I call this a cut and corner lasagna because I meant to say that before, but I would use Cento, San Marzano, and make my own sauce, but ain't nobody got time for that. So here's what you need. Eggplant. I cut up one eggplant. I put it on a cookie sheet with a little bit of salt, and I let them cook because sometimes I like to incorporate vegetables into mine. 32 ounces of ricotta cheese with about a cup and a half of parmesan, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, onion powder, and Italian seasoning with a half a teaspoon of salt into this, and just mix it up. And you're going to incorporate these 2 beaten eggs into that because that's what's going to give it the texture that it gets after the lasagna bakes. Here I have Italian seasoning and ground beef. I just cooked it for a little while and let the flavors kind of melt together. Not long, probably about 30 minutes. Just let it sit in the skillet and do its thing. And here I have oven ready noodles. So this is, oh shoot. This is fine because this helps you skip a step. So you don't have to boil noodles. If you like boiled noodles, boil them. But for me, I'm trying to skip steps. And I have fresh mozzarella. Get it as fresh as you can because that bag stuff just don't melt right. You want part skim so you can get, or fat-free so you can get that cheesy cheese. I bought 2 balls of it. So 1 for the top layer and 1 for the bottom layer. And here I have a pan. And what I did was, after I cooked the meat, I strained some of the juice off of it. And so using tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce so the noodles could sit in that. And here I have spaghetti sauce. Use whatever you like to use. This is just a standard store spaghetti sauce. So let's get started. Oh, and you do need red wine. We always need red wine. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is put those eggs in there. Just 2 beaten eggs. And give it a stir. Fold, whatever, it doesn't matter. Try not to make a mess because I probably should have put mine in a bigger bowl, but I didn't. Just like that. If your mixture is warm like mine is, try it. Because I put mine in the freezer, my meat mixture. I put it in the freezer because you kind of want this to, you don't want everything all cold and stuff. Or all hot, melting stuff. Now, this is the texture that you want. And if you don't use all this, it's okay, honey. This stuff is cheap. Get rid of it or freeze it or whatever you do. I'll probably throw ours away when I'm done. Okay? And we're going to do this. I'm going to do a layer for you and show you. Just like that. Make sure you put something in a sauce on the bottom of the pan, though, because you absolutely don't want dry and hard pasta. And like I said, this is oven ready, so you can skip the step of even having to go through the trouble of of boiling pasta. Oops. Okay. Just like that. Just stay over your bowl if you have to. Stuff gets messy. So just like that. Mark, if you go over this so they can see. And don't worry about the how you put it in, because somewhere you're going to end up breaking pasta. I'm all out of breath. I'm telling you, some of these recipes be working them up with her. I'm telling you, man. All this arm beating and stuff. I'm sweating and shit. That's cool, though. Just like that. I'm going to do the this first layer for you to show you how it goes. And then I'm going to get off, and I'll be back when I get it all assembled, so just stay with me for a minute. Let me break these in. Well, yeah. Break them if you have to get them to fit in it, because it's all going to cook down the same, but don't do that. Okay, I'm going to set that right there. Now, I do make a veggie lasagna where I don't use a noodle at all, but I know my husband likes it okay, but not as much as he likes lasagna like this. And we're gonna do the same thing here. I ain't wasting no noodle. Okay, put that together just like that. No noodle left behind. And just do the same thing. And if you wanna go in and double stack some noodles, because I'm about to make sure that everything is nice and solid when you cut it, you can. Oops, that's it. Okay, kind of like that. You can, because it's your lasagna. You can do it how you want to do it. I'm gonna do mine how I want to do mine, and that's just the bottom layer that I'm gonna do like that to make sure that, you know, when you cut it, don't nobody want the lasagna sliding all over the place. Nice firm lasagna. There we go. That's good. Hold on, let me get a paper towel. And then I'm going to add, I want to do this. You can put it in whatever order you want to, but I'm going to do the eggplant next. Like that. And these don't have to be stacked. I mean, you don't want it slopped with eggplant. Yeah, I was having troubles trying to bake these, y'all. You know, eggplant has that slimy, gelatinous feeling after you cook it for so long. It feels kind of weird. But you gotta cook them first, because if you don't, the lasagna can be all watery and unappealing, and nobody wants to eat that like that. Okay. Well, don't run out of eggplant, Mel. Well, it's okay, because I thought one would do it. Oh, it might. Hardly, barely. Back there. Oh no, there's an extra one up there. All right. Okay. Ooh, and then you're gonna come in with the meat. And I put, you know how you empty out the jar of spaghetti sauce and then you rinse it through with water. You might want to do that just to be extra sure that your lasagna noodles get cooked, because if there's not enough fluid in here, I'm telling you, it's the worst thing ever to bite into a lasagna noodle that's for real, like not even al dente, just straight up hard. Just like that. I'm gonna do another layer. Is it good? Mm-hmm. I hear you over there sucking at it.
Do what?
I hear you over there sucking at it. Mm-hmm. 2 and 3. Let's spread it out some. I knew this would make about 2 layers. You know, it's just 2 pounds of meat. 1 pound of a hamburger beef or ground beef, and 1 pound of Italian sausage. And to the sauce, I just seasoned it with a little bit of salt, a little bit of sugar, and a little bit of salt, sugar. What else do I use? Italian seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder. Just season it to your taste. This is the cheese. Now you're gonna put a layer of cheese. They don't have to be real close, because please keep in mind that this cheese is gonna melt and spread. I shaved it a little thin because fresh mozzarella, you can't really grate that. So you kind of got to do your best with it, because even cutting it with a knife is difficult. Okay. I'm just kind of lay them randomly everywhere. It don't really matter. So when it melts, it's all going to look the same. Oops, there's a piece. And that's what you do. Lasagna, ricotta, eggplant, meat, and cheese. Or however, whatever order you like to do it. So let me get this finished up and we'll, ooh, Lord Jesus. Oh, okay, I won't need this for that. But I'm like, oh my goodness. You know what, I'm gonna put a little on top anyway, because there's no fluid on there. Like I said, it doesn't matter what order you guys put it in. It just doesn't. Because when it all comes together, if you've ever cut a lasagna, you can see the layers from the side, but you can't see it from the top. So when it all comes together, honey, it all looks the same. I haven't made a bad recipe yet. But just so you guys know, when you have the time to do San Marzano tomatoes and do it from scratch, it tastes so much better. But ain't nobody got time for that, honey. You just got off work. It's kind of late. And this is what you do when you're trying to feed your house or your man or whatever you're doing and you ain't got all night. This is it right here. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay. So the next layer, I won't put as much because on top of this goes the pasta. Okay. All right, we'll be back. We're back. So this is it. It looks just like it did before. So I just went ahead and foiled it up. You want to leave. I have my oven set for 400. I'm going to leave it in there for approximately an hour, and then I'm going to take the lid off and cook it maybe for another 20 minutes, or I might put it 10 minutes on broil so that the top gets nice and done. And when it's all done, we'll have the finished product, and Mark will taste for you. And we're back, and this is the finished product of my lasagna. And yeah, it's stuck to the foil a little bit here, so it has a stringy look. But it is done, and we're gonna let this rest for about 30 minutes so that we can get a nice good square cut. If you want to cook it a little longer, you can, because that's my dig spot, y'all. If you want to cook it a little longer, you can, because there's gonna be a little bit of moisture. But if you let this rest and set, at least even the longer the better. Like an hour would be perfect. But he has to work, so he's probably about a half an hour, and he's looking hungry. You want to taste this, Mark? Again? No, I'm not blowing it this time.
It's okay.
Take it like a man. That is good.
That is good.
Let me cover my dig spot back up with cheese. Yeah.
I'll take some of that to work tomorrow.
So for who?
For me.
Okay, because I'm about to say we can't feed all them.
I ain't sharing that.
That's good, ain't it? So this is the completed product. I hope you enjoyed the video. Try the recipe, and it's just, if you can get canned Cento tomatoes and use San Marzan tomatoes and make it yourself, that's even better. But if you can't, listen, a spaghetti sauce of your brand will do. It took very little time to make this, and it made a lot, and it's leftovers. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Until the next video, guys.